Paul, thanks for your time, man. I just start, kind of with your origin story. We never met. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where were you born and raised?
I was born in Baltimore, and I was raised on the West Coast, out here in Bakersfield. And then we moved up to School in Port Angeles area, and then Seattle, basically.
Gotcha. Yeah. Tell me about your home life. What was it like growing up for you?
Ooh, wasn't too good. Parents always fought. I left home when I was about 12 years old. Got taken back once when I was 14 for a day. I ended up shooting my dad and leaving.
Wow.
Yeah.
That says something.
He was a little bit abusive,
A little bit.
Yeah.
You left at 12.
Yeah.
How does a 12-year-old come to say, I'm out of here?
What do you mean, come out of here?
Like I'm out of here. Like I need to leave this situation.
Oh, I had to go, man. I knew what was going on and it wasn't good. It's like parents always fighting, I remember my mom sitting with my dad. I was just telling Kate this. I was about 10, and he's sleeping in the bed, and she jumped in at 32 like this, clack, 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 while he's sleeping. That's not normal. I saw my other friends' parents, and they didn't do that. So it was time to go. I just hit the streets running, like.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
And this was what part of town, or where were you living
At the time? Bakersfield.
Okay, so it's in middle of California.
Yeah, Bakersfield, California.
And that's like farmland out there.
Kinda, yeah.
Kinda. So, when you're 12, what do you do? When you hit the streets, like, what do you mean? Like,
I went to LA.
Okay, so how'd you get there?
Hitchhiked.
12 years old, hitchhiked.
Yep. Yeah, it sucked, kinda. Been through some shit, man. It's I've seen good and bad on the street. There's a lot of good though. People they see you and they will look out for you. Everybody sticks together. That's the thing. You get other people though that they're out to get you and they're out to hurt you and fuck with you. So yeah, LA was it was fun. I got taken back though. Like I said, when I was 14, they found me, and I lasted a day. That was it.
Oh yeah. So how did they find you? Like, what was that?
The cops picked me up on a shoplifting charge.
Oh, gotcha. And then they found your name.
Yep.
It's probably in the database.
Yep. And then back I went.
They took you back to Bakersfield.
Bakersfield, and then parents came in, and then here comes CPS and the whole 9 yards. And I was just like, okay, that's it. I'm done. So I left again that night.
Oh.
Yeah, I went to go leave, and me and the old man got into it. I got underneath his van seat where he kept a 25 auto, and got shot in his leg.
Oh.
So it's been quite an adventure, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I'm imagining that in multiple ways, but just coming to a point at 14, you're a young man and shooting your dad, man. Like, that's heavy.
My father, he didn't practice what he preached, and that was the main thing. You don't hit women, you don't hit kids. Well, you don't. Yeah, but I believe it or not, I'm half Asian. Don't even look it. That's why I got treated, I think, by him differently than my brothers and sisters. They all, they're all short, have this eyes, the tan skin, the straight black hair, and I'm 6'2" and a white boy. Come on, my mom said that she never cheated on him, but it's not showing that. I mean, I've tried to understand genealogy and like the blue recessive gene for the eyes. Like, one of your grandparents have got to have it, or your parents, and none of them do. So I'm in the process of trying to find out where I really came from, DNA-wise. Like,
right. So there's more kind of
I want to know
confusion there, and
because I'm sorry, I don't look Asian to me. I just don't. I want to know where I'm from.
Yeah, we all do, right?
It's an important thing,
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're 14, you leave. Where do you go after that?
Back to LA.
But you went back to LA.
Yep. Yeah, I had a girl there that I was seeing kind of, and she ended up getting pregnant, and I turned 16, and then 10 days later my kid popped out.
Wow. Boy, girl, what?
Boy.
Yeah.
He's my oldest son, yeah.
Yeah, were you there when he was born?
Oh yeah.
Tell me about that. What was that like? I know what that's like.
I was there during the pregnancy and while he was born. It was just, oh my God, dude. It was a wild ride.
Yeah, that's right.
I didn't even know if I wanted to touch it again after that. I was like, well, the whole crowning, and it was, yeah. But I got through it. Everything was good. And then I had a second son. Isaac with the same person, and that was 2 years later. Yeah.
And you're 16, 17?
Yeah.
You have 2 kids?
Yeah, I was actually living at the time with this lady named Shirley. Her 2 sons, Devon and Terrence, they ended up dying in a drive-by. But she looked at me, she goes, boy, what are you going to do? You going to be a punk, or are you going to support that kid? Like, you going to run out like most dudes do? You're going to be there for him. I was like, I'm going to be there for him. Like, what else can I do? You know, you can't run. It's not right. Because my dad, he came home during like the weekends, basically took my mom out, they drank, and then he'd leave again during the week. And he designed stuff, I don't know what, but he designed stuff for the government. And it's just like during the whole week he was gone. So I kind of was like, I had an absentee father in a way, you know? And what I did see wasn't good on the weekends. I wasn't going to be like that with my kid. So I stuck around 12 years, tried to make it work.
And did you marry, or were you with the mom?
I was with the mom 12 years.
Oh, yeah.
And 2 kids later, and it wasn't working.
Yep.
Ended up like a war zone, and I was like, we're not doing this. I can't fight for my kids like this. So I left.
And at this time, you're living in LA?
We had actually moved up here at the end of the relationship, towards the end, because her mom got sick with Crohn's disease and cancer.
To Seattle?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. Well, not Seattle, but Tacoma.
Well, yeah. Pacific Northwest.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it up here.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And so you guys were housed, I assume?
Yeah, we moved in with their mom for a short period of time.
Okay.
I got a job, and yeah.
And so the kids were there, you were there, and you were working, and and then the relationship falls apart, and what happens?
I had a sister up here in Seattle, and that's why I came here.
I see.
Yeah. And now I don't know where she's at.
You don't know where your sister's at?
No. I haven't had contact with my actual family for about 15 years or so.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I don't even know if my mom's alive. I helped move her to Bremerton after my dad passed.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you moved in with your sister, she had a apartment or something like that?
She had a house she was building. I helped build her house up off Edmonton, 236th Street up there. And me and her husband, we just never got along. So it didn't last long.
Yeah.
So I met a second kid's mom, and that was it.
Yeah.
Moved out, and
when you moved out, did you go back to the streets, or?
No, we actually got an apartment.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, what happened while I'm on the streets this time, in this old, I got with a chick named Selena. We had a daughter. She ended up killing a guy in Ballard here at McDonald's. She was going through the drive-thru, and dude went to walk around the back of the car, and somehow, I still don't understand how, but his head got underneath the back tire at the driver's side, and boom, it popped like a melon. Yeah, the cops at the scene, they were like, accident, and then once they saw everything, and then they found a weed pipe. Weed wasn't legal at the time. In the console, that was it. Vehicular homicide, and it was like I got her out of it. We ended up selling the GTO and a couple other things, and the condo went. But we gave some money to the lawyer, and it was like, it just went away. They gave her back the keys to the car and all that. I got questions about it now, and she's in Idaho with my daughter. She just like lost it.
She just went back with family or something to Idaho?
No, her parents sold their house up here off Finney, and they wanted to move to Lewiston, Idaho, which I still don't understand. I mean, it's like skinhead capital, and she's black and native.
Huh.
You know, it's, yeah.
And how old's your daughter, or how old?
She'd be about 13 now.
Oh, wow. You haven't spoken to her?
No. I don't even know where they're at. Wow. That's when it was like, I became really homeless. I was like, fuck it. The job, I left my BMW, and that was it. The cops took the BMW, all my tools, work tools, everything since then. Lost it in the impound, and here I sit.
How long ago was that?
About 12, 15 years ago now. Yeah.
So you've been unhoused on the streets or homeless since then?
Yeah, 13 years.
Wow.
Yeah. They just gave me housing. They gave me a tiny house, but the lady said there would be she's like, where do you want to be, downtown or Seattle? I said downtown, because there was somebody else getting it with me too. This dude Frank, he's in a separate house, but somebody I know, so they're going to put us in the same community. And I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. We get down there, and it's not even downtown. It's CD basically. She said it was going to be International District, and it's the CD at 23rd and Cherry. I mean, it's hood, and now it's like I'm the minority there. I stick out like a sore thumb. All my neighbors are black. I mean, I don't have nothing against black people, like I said, but It's just they're not being too friendly right now. I just moved in there, and it feels like you're alienated almost.
Yeah, that's curious. That's interesting. Like, do you feel safe there?
Yes and no. In the community, a little tiny house community, yeah, I mean, it's not a big deal. But the streets down there, I've been down there. And when I first started going to the South End, I mean, there was a gang member down there, for instance. He was pushing another gang member, down near I-90 in the overpass. That's when I first got down there. Like, what was it? Probably about 6 years ago.
You said a deceased person?
Yeah, it was another gang member that was, deceased.
Wow.
He was pushing him in a shopping cart. In the
Yikes.
I-90 overpass, yeah.
Yeah, you can't unsee that, man. That's like wild.
I've seen some shit, yeah. I mean, dead body-wise, I found, found a guy down here in the train tracks where Biggles, this dude, Aaron, used to live at. I went up to get the cop that was up there eating at the time by Midnight Mart. He was eating little teriyaki joint next to Midnight Mart. I got him and he brought him down there and he blew chunks all over the track. He's like, the guy probably got hit by a train. I was like, dude, no. I've seen people get hit by trains, they get scattered. I mean, this dude, whole front of his face was gone, back of his head was popped, like shotgun, close range. Another one, LA River, it was about 8. I went to skip school. It was the first one I ever seen. And he was all bloated up, face down the river, stunk.
Yeah.
I mean, and then there's been more recently, there's somebody up on Fort Lawton who's missing his feet, homeless person. And then there's a chick out on the cliffs too, missing her hand. None of this shit makes the news.
Yeah. I stopped watching the news, but you really don't hear about.
The news is censored.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't put the real shit on.
Yeah.
I think there's a problem in Seattle. It's like homeless people get preyed on like that because, I mean, who else is going to miss them? Nobody. If you're not missed, who's going to report you, And it's sad. But a lot of the chicks out here, right now, there's a problem with them being, taken. We're huge for human trafficking. And like this one chick, she was in my homeboy Eli's tent, and she was crying, just really upset. And I was like, what the hell's wrong? And she's like, this Mexican dude in a big black pickup went to nab her up, man. Right off the streets, right down here. Yeah, and she got away, got back to her tent, a couple blocks away, and here he comes again, tried to go in her tent after her. I'm like, they got balls, man. Like, the other night I was on the bus coming back here, and this black chick was in front of me, and she's walking up the sidewalk, and I going towards Trader Joe's off the D-line, and like all of a sudden I hear tires screeching, and I just find her coat in the middle of the road, and I see the van taillights in the distance going down the road.
And she was gone.
Yeah, I mean, there's no way. I mean, it was kind of like, it was lightly raining, There's no way she can take off her jacket and leave in the middle of the road, man. I mean, they grabbed her up.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Scary.
Yeah, human trafficking is a huge thing here. I guess we're a hub for it. It needs to stop.
Yeah, it is a huge thing here.
Yeah, it needs to stop.
Yeah,
it's not cool. Everybody's got, a daughter or mother or sister,
I got 2 daughters.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
You can't. No, it's not right.
Yeah, scary.
That shit's, somebody did that to my daughter, I'm not going to call the cops, man. Yeah, I'm going to find them.
Yeah. I don't want to think about that. Let's see. Are you in contact with your kids that are? Did I already ask you that?
No,
you don't know where they're at.
I don't know where any of them are at. We moved to Tacoma, and my sons, they got involved with my ex's family, and my ex's family was Lakewood hustlers, basically. Yeah. So when I went down to go see him, it kind of went south, The guns come out, and it's not good. So it's like, my kids are better off not having me around at that point. And I'm not going to sit there and get punked either, and be shot at or get your ass beat.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to see that.
Yeah, that makes sense. Paul, is there anything you'd want to say to the people of Seattle?
Yeah, it would help if they didn't categorize homeless people. And especially the stores and stuff, You go in there and it's like, look at him, he's got a bag on. He doesn't look that clean. He's homeless, he's going to rip us off. Not everybody's like that. People actually out here, they do work and they do get money. I mean, think about it. We don't got to pay rent. We have excess money, compared to normal people that have jobs that have to pay $1,500 a month. But it's, at the same time, it's not fun out here. We don't want to be out here either, as much as they don't want us here. We try to keep it clean, and hopefully don't disrupt their businesses or their homes. I mean, I don't like our kids see me out here like this. It's not fun. It's not anything to glorify. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for sharing some tough stuff, man. It's good to hear your voice. Good to hear part of your story.
Yeah. I just hope something's done about the problems,
Yeah. Anything else it's on your mind?
No, that's about it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Right on. I'm gonna grab that little mic. Cool. Take a couple photos.